are very old when they decide to sow the world into being. One twin uses light and the other dark. The first twin's beads are cut glass whites and pales, and the other twin's beads are glittering deep red and blue-black indigo. One twin uses an awl made of an otter's sharpened penis bone. The other uses that of a bear. They sew with a single sinew thread, in, out, fast and furious, each woman trying to set one more bead into the pattern than her sister, each trying to upset the balance of the world. 1. Father's Milk. Scranton, Roy. Deep in the past, during a spectacular, cruel raid, upon an isolated Ojibwe village mistaken for hostile during the scare over the starving Dakota, a dog bearing upon its back a frame-board dickenoggin, enclosing a child in moss, velvet, embroideries of beads, was frightened into the vast carcass of the world west of the Ottertail River. A cavalry soldier, spurred to human response by the sight of the dog, the strapped-on child, vanishing into the distance, followed and did not return. What happened to him lives on, though fading in the larger memory, and I relate it here in order that it not be lost. Private Scranton Theodorus Roy was the youngest son of a Quaker father and a reclusive poet mother who established a small Pennsylvania community based on intelligent conversation. One day, into his view, a member of a traveling drama troupe appeared. Unmasked, the woman's stage glance broke across Roy like fire. She was tall, fatefully slender, pale and paler-haired, resolute in her character, and simple in her amused scorn of Roy. So young, bright-faced, obedient. To prove himself, he made a rendezvous promise and then took his way west, following her glare. An icicle, it drove into his heart and melted there, leaving a trail of cold water and blood. The way was long. She glided like a snake beneath his footsteps in fevered dreams. When he finally got to the place they had agreed upon, she was not there, of course. Angry and at odds, he went against the radiant ways of his father. He enlisted in the army and was sent to join the cavalry at Fort Snelling on the banks of the Mississippi in St. Paul, Minnesota. There, he was trained to the rifle, learned to darn his socks using a wooden egg, ate many an ill-cooked bean, and polished his officer's harness leather until one day, in a state of uneasy resignation, he put on the dark blue uniform, fixed his bayonet, set off marching due west. The village his company encountered was peaceful, then not. In chaos of groaning horses, dogs screaming, rifle and pistol reports, and the smoke of errant cooking fires, Scranton Roy was most disturbed not by the death yells of old men and the few warriors shocked naked from their robes, but by the feral quiet of the children, and the sudden contempt he felt for them all, unexpected, the frigid hate, the pleasure in raising, aiming. They ran fleet as their mothers, heading for a brush-thick gully and a slough of grass beyond. 2 fell. Roy whirled, not knowing whom to shoot next. Eager, he bayoneted an old woman who set upon him with no other weapon but a stone picked from the ground. She was built like the broken sacks of hay he'd used for practice, but her body closed fast around the instrument. He braced himself against her to pull free.